how to keep your tag set tidy in qualitative data analysis. Ready for cleanup? Today we're going to dive into the topic of tag sets and their grooming. The very basic foundation of a structured research database is the tag set. Sometimes we call them taxonomies. A tag set is used to tag or to code qualitative information, and it's an important thing in research. And because it's an element that is not fixed for eternity, it needs some carrying for time over time and certain processes to help with the use of it. So today we're going to see multiple basic concepts we implemented in Considerly to help you avoid certain topics. First one would be the use of a tag redundantly. So using a tag which has the similar meaning to another one is not a valid coding. And therefore, if you, for example, create on the fly a new tag with a proper meaning, with this the same as a tag already existing, you have a redundant tag system. And you don't want this one. The second one, what could go wrong, is the wrong use of a tag. So use a tag when it's not suitable because you have, for example, the wrong understanding of the tag. Those two lead to major issues. One of them is having too many tags or, as mentioned, having redundant tags in your system and therefore having a hard time to get an overview. And the second one is have fuzzy data and vague meaning of tags. So basically you have a structured database, but it's not that well defined and you cannot search for it properly, for example. And those two bad smells have to be cleaned later on in exhausting manual work. So how could we avoid them upfront? The tag description. Especially when working in teams, it's not often that clear while tagging what the precise definition of a tag is. The very simple way to solve this issue is, obviously, to write down this definition. There should be a centralized document or software where everyone can see the tag descriptions. In our tool Considerly, you can store this definition so it's readable later on during use. So if you want to understand the taxonomy, you can just hover over a tag and see the definition. The same is especially helpful during tagging. So you can hover over the tag and see the description to ensure you use the right tag while coding. And for sure, on the tag detail page itself, you can see and edit the description. Using this feature and a common definition helps to have a clear coding scheme and helps to avoid any wrong taggings throughout all your research and the team. The tag aliases. One hard thing, especially if you don't work with or on the taxonomy all day, is to remember all the tag names to apply during the analysis and the tagging process. So most probably, as mentioned before, you agreed with your colleagues on certain definitions and on certain tag names, so you use those special terms, and while doing the tagging on the spot, all other terms come to your mind, but sometimes not the right one. Or in another case, you have tags which are a summarizing category for different keywords. So on the spot, in both cases, we have the possibility to set aliases for your tag. So during research, if you don't remember the correct tag name, you can use the tag search and get all those tags suggested with matching aliases, which is very nice. So you can select the right tag and you aren't tempted to create a new one, for example, which would be a redundant tag, or you don't have to manually search through all the tags and find the right one. So the benefit is to have a very clean coding scheme and to avoid the creation of redundant new tags. And that's why we have aliases and how they are used. The merge function. Oh snap, you discovered you or one of your colleagues created a new tag in the past with a very similar meaning and used it in various documents. So you have multiple documents with multiple tagged highlights, but with two redundant tags. So no worries here. Basically, you only have to replace one of those with the others. Depending on the system you use, this could be very time consuming or could be supported by the software, like in our case. So Considerly has a function which has an easy way to mark multiple tags and then just merge them. So for example, if a colleague used another term for the same tag you use, you could just mark those two and merge them. But be careful, this is an operation which cannot be reversed. And sticking to the example with the colleague, most probably the drop tag term would be a great alias for the remaining tag. So in the future, if the colleague does not remember the right tag name, he or she could just use the one they used before and would get as a suggestion the term you all decided on. Those are my basic 3 steps to keep our tag set tidy. And I'm sure they will help with yours too. But to be honest, in the end, those are great to keep the tag set tidy, but what if tags are used only rarely by the team due to the effort of setting them to the user research data in the first place? I can help you out here too. Just check out my resources on how to tag efficiently. I will link them here and in the description. So have a great day. Bye.